So what do we mean when we say half under the muscle and half over the muscle as well as subfascial? All right, so when you have a breast augmentation, there's a few different ways you can have the implant placed. So the first way to have it placed is something called subglandular. So that is the middle one right here. So as you can see, the red line is the muscle that is behind your implant. The yellow stuff is your breast tissue that is on top of the implant. So subglandular, under the glandular tissue. So the last one right here is submuscular. So you see that red line? That goes all the way down to the chest wall and completely covers the implant. That is submuscular, or under the muscle. So you see the glandular tissue in yellow, the red line is your muscle, and then the implant is under that. Now, dual plane, half under, half over, is what most of us did for the last 15 years or so. And that is, as you can see right here, it's under the glandular tissue and it's partially under the muscle. You see this bottom portion of the implant at the bottom? You see how that red line doesn't go all the way down to the bottom of the implant? That's called a dual plane augmentation, half under, half over. So the easy way to think of things is, as you're having a dual plane augmentation, a portion of your muscle is disconnected for where it's attached to your body. So usually where it's attached at the rib cage, we detach a little bit of it, and you can follow up the sternum somewhat as well. You of course get into trouble when you release the muscle too much, because that's where you really start to get that weird muscle movement, or it's called muscle flex deformity. Now, subfascial is a relative of the subglandular, the one in the middle here. So instead of just putting the implant under the breast tissue, we elevate the coating, the top coating of your muscle. So that stays attached to the breast tissue, and the implant goes in between the muscle coating and the muscle. So your muscle still stays down, but the coating called the fascia goes up over the muscle. So subfascial means under the fascia. Now, this is kind of a more popular thing in recent years, and subfascial, the thought is that that extra coating of the muscle protects the implant a bit from the breast tissue, which is where we think the biofilm issue comes from. So hopefully that made sense. Let me know if you have any more questions.